Hi everyone. Today I wanted to make a little bit of a different video than we normally have been making, but hopefully it's something that we're going to be doing more of in the future. Today, as you can see from the title, we're going to be doing a unboxing and review of the new Dungeons and Dragons Stranger Things Starter Set. Hopefully it shows up pretty well there. Um, this is something I've been excited about for the last few months since I heard about it. I just got it in today, it just showed up. I took off the plastic wrap, but I have not even opened the box. I literally just got this, checked it out with my girlfriend as soon as it showed up, and we're going to crack it open today. So this is, like I said, something I want to do more of in the future. I think every new D&D product that comes out, and even some that are not like official Wizards of the Coast Dungeons and Dragons products, I want to do some reviews of or talk about some campaign settings or source books, anything like that, for not just beginners but anyone that's interested in learning about some of the other D&D products that are available that are not just the three core rule books. There's a lot of stuff that I don't know much about that I'm going to be getting in the future, and I'll try to do reviews of that stuff when I know a little bit about it. And this is going to be the first thing. So I wanted to start with this because I think that obviously there's a lot of people super excited and interested in Stranger Things. And I feel like there's a big wave of people right now. Obviously, D&D is getting more popular. It's going through like a little bit of a renaissance and a resurgence in popularity right now, which is fantastic. I have just started to get into the game in about the past 6 months or so, and I feel like there's a big wave of people that are going to be getting into the game because of Stranger Things, and that's fantastic. So this is where a lot of people are going to start with D&D, and I want to check it out, see what it's all about, and see what people are going to be starting with. I would definitely not consider myself an expert. I'm still pretty new to D&D, but I'm playing in a campaign, running a separate campaign, and I have a pretty good handle on 5th edition at this point, so we'll see what this has to offer, what's different. I'm looking forward to it, but I think it's a good thing that new people will be getting into the game from this. And if you're new to D&D and you're interested in starting 5th edition, running a game, playing with your friends, and you're interested in it because you came to D&D through Stranger Things, then we'll see if this is for you, and hopefully it is. And welcome to the awesome game. I'm super excited that more people are going to be into it, more people to play with. So let's crack it open. It's a really nice quality glossy box. This actually, I was going to mention, is very inspired obviously by Stranger Things, but this is very inspired by the old school rules boxes. I guess now they call them the starter sets, but I think back in the day they were called like the basic rules sets, and it was just the box with the basic rules and some pre-made stuff in it. So it's essentially themed on probably what these kids in the 80s would actually be learning to play D&D from, these beginner boxes. So that's pretty cool throwback, and it really looks like those old red boxes that you would get from TSR with the dragon on them and stuff like that. I think that's really cool. So right off the bat, you could see through the window in the case there the Demogorgon minis that it comes with. It comes with one painted and one unpainted, which is awesome. I'm just getting into minis and painting, and I think I'm going to do some videos on that as well, and I'm really excited for not only to have these two to use in the future, but the one that comes painted, and then I can try to make my own or emulate the one that's already finished. So that's pretty exciting, and they look like pretty good quality. They're not like hard plastic. They're actually kind of bendable, which is good because it's cheap. You don't have to really worry about it if something happens to it, but it's also like I think it might make them a little bit tougher in the long run. If they get banged up, they're kind of flexible. So it might be a good thing. Who knows? They're not the like really high quality like stone ones that I've seen and some of that. I know most people just get like the molded plastic, but they seem cool. And obviously I'm not an expert on D&D lore, but I knew that the actual Demogorgon character in D&D lore is one of the like demon princes, I think, right? Or is it he's either one of the heads of the abyss or the hells. I think the abyss. I think he's one of the demon princes, which in Stranger Things he's kind of just like a minor evil, right? But he's one of the like big bads of the actual D&D universe. So that's an interesting change, and we'll see what he is in the adventures. Also comes with this dice set, the classic that every D&D player needs. So that's cool. Pretty decent quality dice there. Looks like it only has 6, so maybe it's missing. Looks like it's missing a D10 maybe. Most beginner dice sets come with 7, so it must be good enough. They're pretty cool though, the blue gloss. So it has the packaging comes up. That's where all your extras are, and then it gets into the books. And obviously, first thing that they want you to see, the starter set rule book. This is going to give you probably, I'm guessing, just your basic rundown of the 5th edition rules, and it's probably got the rules specific to this book and this adventure. So this is supposed to throw you right into being able to play as the characters that the kids play in the show, and I'm sure this adventure has stuff that's unique to that. So it looks like there's magic items, monsters, and conditions that are probably unique to this specific adventure. And yeah, it looks like it goes over how to play, combat, adventuring, and spellcasting, and then magic items, monsters, and conditions. So the basics of creating your character or playing your character, going through your turn, doing combat, how to travel, rest, rewards and equipment, casting spells, all the complicated stuff like your spell lists and spell slots and stuff like that. I'm sure it goes over in a simplified, easy to handle way. And then all of the conditions, magic items, monsters, all of that good stuff if you're the player that's going to be the DM for this adventure, which I'm sure I will be in the future. This is something my girlfriend and I have been interested in playing since we heard about it, so I'm sure the group that we're playing in now will probably try to play this in the future when we have some time to start a new little campaign. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a one-shot or a multiple session type of a thing, so we'll have to check it out. I'm very excited though. It looks like it's pretty good quality, not just your standard, cheap paper rule book. You can check it out. The pretty cool art on there, same as the cover of the box. It's a pretty nice, reasonably thick, about magazine size rule book there. Pretty good. Let's see what's next. This is my first unboxing, by the way, so if you have any tips for making it a little bit more palatable in the future, then I'll definitely would appreciate that. Here we go. Okay, so this is the actual adventure book. So this is your campaign and everything, and it's supposed to look like Mike Wheeler's actual notebook that he created the campaign in, The Hunt for the Thessalhydra, a D&D campaign by Mike Wheeler. Very cool. If you're a fan of the show, I think you're going to be really excited about this. And if you're just a D&D fan who has not watched the show, obviously I would urge you to watch the show. It's great. But I think you'd have fun with this as well. It's a new way to play some new characters, and I think playing pre-made characters can make you not worry so much about delving into your 30-page backstory on your dwarven prince who's an heir to the dragon horde treasure under the mountain, and just play as a little kid character that someone else made up and just try to get into it and have fun and go on an adventure and get some loot, right? But this has notes written by Mike, the awesome DM. It's got the backstory, advice for new players. It's got some encounter maps in here, it looks like. I'm not sure. Let me see if it says here. We should be able to finish this story in one night, maybe a long weekend if Dustin really gets caught up in the role playing. Don't rush it, obviously. So yeah, it gives you some hints as the DM or as new players. Let me see. I'm trying to see if it says, maybe it's just for like levels 1 to 3 for like a quick adventure, and then you can go on with these characters if you choose to in the future. But there's quite a few combat encounters, some cool treasure, some good role playing, and then obviously the Demogorgon in the back here. This is what everyone's interested in, right? Demogorgon is a monstrosity, the size and shape of an adult human. Yeah, the blooming flower. Okay, so it's pretty much the same character from the show, which it's interesting that they chose a already established D&D monster and turned it into like this other type of enemy in this version of D&D, but I think it's cool. Not something that they haven't done in the past already with tieflings, changing them into demons and devils and back, and kind of retconning things already, so not a huge surprise. And then yeah, there's quite a few maps. The lair of the Thessal Hydra, this awesome artwork inside there. I won't spoil too much of this book. But, okay, perhaps the best reward of all is that the characters each gain a level. Use the information on the back of the character sheets to make them 4th level. Okay, so this is an adventure where the characters start at level 3, and then at the end of it, they level up once, and then you can go on and make your own adventures with it. So this is perfect for new players. I think level 3 is a great level to start at. You kind of have your basics of your class down and all of your abilities and stuff like that. So I think that's a really smart decision by them. There's some more things in the box here. So far we've had the kind of accessories, the core rule book, the adventure, and now here I think we have, yes, the pre-made character sheets, which are very exciting. And I think there might even be multiple copies of these if you want to run through this adventure again. If not, you can always make copies, obviously. But you have these pre-made characters that are all of the characters that the actual kids from the show made. Level 3 dwarf bard, a wood elf cleric, human paladin, classic, half-orc ranger, half-elf wizard. So that is pretty cool. None of the character sheets have the names on them, so obviously you can give them your own names, but if you go through the adventure module there, you'll be able to know which character is which kid from the show and all that good stuff. They've got the whole background spelled out on here, all of their abilities chosen and their weapons and everything. So really, if you're a DM looking for this adventure for new players to introduce people to the game, I don't think that there's a better one on the market right now. Obviously, other than running them through like the original starter set adventures, or doing like the Lost Mines or whatever with pre-made characters. But this is about as good as it gets. Everything's already done. You just hand them a sheet, tell them just the bare bones basics of role-playing and combat, and you're good to go, I think. And that's fantastic, because I think as soon as people play for a few minutes, go through 1 or 2 combat encounters, realize the way that kind of things work a little bit, they're hooked, you know? And if it's, you can tell after that, if they play for a minute, go through some stuff, and then they're into it, then they're going to want to reach out and learn more stuff on their own. They're going to get their own player's handbook, or you can provide them with one, obviously. And once someone starts to actively start to learn about D&D on their own time, then they're good, and they catch on pretty quickly. You know, it's just that initial spark that they need a little bit of help with sometimes, and I think this is going to be perfect for that. I'm really excited to run this game for friends in the future. Hopefully play it a little bit with my girlfriend and some friends, and then maybe someone else will want to DM for it, and I'll play through it on my own as well, and I'll try to report back with my findings of how the adventure modules work. I'm super excited to get these minis in action. There's the slight difference in the finished ones. I don't know if you can really tell the quality there. Finished one and the unpainted one, there's not a huge difference. This one mostly just looks primed, and then the mouth is painted, but I might give this one a little bit more of an exciting finish to it, and then show you guys in the future how that turns out. Like I said, I'm planning on doing maybe some live streams of painting some minis. I have a whole other game full of minis to paint, and then some that I might order as well and do in the future. So I will keep you all posted on that, and that's it. That's the first unboxing. I think we pretty much covered everything. Let me just throw it all back in the box and show you guys one more time what it all looks like here with the cover on and everything. I'm very impressed with how it turned out. I think they did a great job putting this all together, and I'm sure that if you do decide to pick it up, you will probably be very happy with it. From just the aesthetics alone, it's great to have on the shelf if you're a Stranger Things fan, or with your other rule books of D&D and all your other modules and whatnot. It's a great pickup. Looks fantastic, straight out of the 80s, but with some modern 5e touches there. So I don't think you can go wrong picking that up. It's cheap, and I think it's available everywhere now. I picked it up on Amazon, came in just like a couple days. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more 5e product unboxing or reviews or anything like that. This was obviously my first time. Hopefully it was bearable. I'm super excited about this. I love Stranger Things, and I'm really interested in doing anything like this with new 5e products. So thank you guys, and we will see you in the next one.